Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Monday, October the 24th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube episode number 58. I would like to say hello and welcome to any and all new subscribers. Thank you so very much for checking me out, and hopefully I can enable you in a project or two that I am working on. And to my friends and fellow subscribers, thank you so very much for always coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. It has been just about 2 weeks since my last video. Everything is fine. I have been very busy getting my house prepared for the winter season. And with that, there comes a lot of yard work, and on top of working 2 jobs, I am still doing dual service at my job, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, so I am very much looking forward to that. I have been still doing quite a bit of stitching, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in with what I have to show you today. So I actually do have a finish, and it is Stitching Each Day. And this is by Waxing Moon Designs. It was my, the name just flew right out of my head. May Mental Health piece. Oh, like, my Mental Health May piece. And if you recall, I worked on this whole green section, and I did finish this flower at the bottom. This was my 25/7 piece for the last couple of weeks, and I really love it. I am going to frame this and get it put up so you will see it next May on the, I try to decorate this little, it's a baker's rack. So you'll see it on the baker's rack next year, hanging up. So I did stitch this on a 28 count gray fabric. I didn't write down the name of it. And I did use the called for Weeks Dye Works threads. It called for one general art, but I used Weeks instead. So I was super excited. 25 minutes a day, every day. I am part of the 25/7 group that Melanie Watkins runs over on Facebook. And if you would like to join, please just answer the questions and you can be in the group also. So that was my 25/7 that I finished. So now I'll start a new 25/7. I actually already have, starting today. And that new start is the December Square Dance by Heart and Hand. And I started that this morning. And here's what it looks like now, so far. I hope that's, oh, it's just that it looked like my fabric had a pencil mark or something on it, but it was just a piece of fuzz. So I put in the first, this is the first line of the block that goes all the way around it. I am stitching this on a 32 count linen by Seraphim, and the name is Dusty Road. And I am using DMC Etoile. So this first, what is going to be the border all the way around is, I should have wrote that on the back of that card. I did, is DMC, but it's C38, which is the Etoile color. And then for the snowflake, I am using, it just says Blanc on it. I know it starts with, no, I thought it was going to start with a C, but the skein just says Blanc, and you just would know. You would just know. That it is the white Etoile. So that is where I am so far. So this now will be my 25/7 project going forward. And I really am enjoying the way that, so the reasoning is that I wanted it to sparkle. So I've changed all of the colors to the Etoile, because Christmas ornaments should all sparkle. And so that is what I'll be doing. So it'll be interesting for me to pull it all together. At least I think so. And that was my new start, which was this morning. Because I finished Stitch Every Day, Stitch Each Day yesterday. So, and my next new start, these upcoming months, is going to be probably quite a few new starts, because I am starting things now so that I'll have a good variety next year. When I start with my plans and everything, you'll understand. So the next new start I have was Thankful, and it is by Emily Call. She is on Instagram under Salt and Pepper Stitching. Her Etsy shop is Emily Call. And I started this on a different fabric, and so here is what I have so far. So in the instructions that she gave, I'm stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton, and the name is Cypress. Me and these dang boards. Okay. And the name is Cypress, and I changed all of the DMC to overdyes. And that, so here is what my color palette looks like. I basically used almost the same shades, except for I changed it to the overdyes. And that is where I am now. So this is the pumpkin that is right here. That's why I used a darker fabric. She did suggest in the chart that if you wanted a more variegated look for the word, you could use Muddy Puddle, and that's what I am using on it. So I really am enjoying it. Of course, I enjoy it on the fabric. And we'll just keep going forward with it. I do have like another day, maybe 2 of stitching that I'm going to do on this. So you will see it again the next time I upload a video. I hope when it all gets done, I tagged her in my Instagram post, and she said that she was looking forward, Emily Call, said that she was looking forward to seeing it on a different fabric. So I hope once I get a lot more into it, she'll still see it, and she'll like the color changes. So that was start number 2. And now for start number 3. It is Bent Creek, Let's Be Thankful row. And I also did a color conversion for this also. I am stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton fox run. And so the fabric is darker. Nope. Yep. I have to keep my orientation because this is I started this opposite the way that I normally do. Normally I start on the right. This time I started on the left, and I'm going to work my way left. So I have to keep but that is part of the turkey. And so this is his body. His wing will be here. And these are the tail feathers. And so that is what I have put in so far on him. Here is my color palette. I am using, let me say this. I am using what is called for, with the exception of the green. I am using Cottage Garden Thread oregano for the green, which is the vine and the leaves that go through the Thanksgiving. That's what I'll be using. And it was okay working on the turkey. I just had to make sure that I stayed, what I did is I outlined just like you see here. I keep turning him upside down. Now I need to fill in the wing so I'll know the bottom and the top. So I outlined, and then that green comes right through there. So then I outlined the part of his body and his back feathers. And that's what I'll, continue doing until I get him completely finished. I have a couple of more days this month to work on him, the turkey. And I will also be pulling this out also in November. It's Let's Be Thankful season. So I'll be making sure that I put some more work in on them, on a lot of my Thanksgiving pieces. Yeah. I was looking at my color palette that I wrote on the back to make sure I was telling you all correctly. So those were all of the new starts. I know I say all, there was 3. But for November and December, there'll probably be just as many. I have started going through charts, and there are charts that I want to get started. Even if I'm not actively working on them, I want to get them started so that I can start pulling them into, magazine monthly challenges and looking at other challenge groups to get more work in on. So now that moves us on to whips, and my Garon designer focus piece, the Great Pumpkin Conspiracy. And I did not get a chance to work on this yesterday, so it will be getting an extra day. But here's the chart. And I am still working on this sky line part. And here is a picture of where it was when I showed it last. And here's where I am now. So, pardon the hanging threads. I have gotten in some more work on it. I still have a little bit more to go on it though, as far as that line going across. So again, my goal is to get the line, the sky, completely done before the end of the month. This is being stitched on a gifted 40 count fabric. Someone gifted it to me. And I am using DMC and Cottage Garden threads. The called for threads, I believe, are the DMC. I will be using the Cottage Garden threads when it comes, yes. The called for is either DMC or Anchor, and I'm using DMC. However, when I get down to the portion of the leaves, I will be looking for a couple of Cottage Garden threads that will fill in, because I'm hoping this will focus. And you can see some of those leaves are very variegated with different colors. And so I want to make sure that I'm mimicking that in my color choices. The leaves are all silken colors. So they do give you a DMC conversion for the leaf colors, but I'm going to go with Cottage Garden threads for mine. So that is my Great Pumpkin Conspiracy, which Cricket Collection is the designer focus for this month. It was EJ's choice because her birthday was Friday. So that was that one. And now my next whip is Blackwork Pumpkin, which is coming out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine. I am so thirsty. And that is the picture. This is actually in the October 2022 Just Cross Stitch magazine. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. So I completed 1/4 of the circle. And I started on the upper circle. So this is the back. This chart, or this pumpkin, is actually done in a front way. You stitch twice, a front and a back. And then you line up the black work from the front to, to both of the pieces. So I am working on the back section first. And there are 4, I think, oranges in here. I chose this. This is one of the magazine monthly for the Acrostic, and it's the letter V. And the letter V stands for DMC variegated floss. And this is what that floss looks like. And you wouldn't think that it would be highly variegated, but even as I was stitching it, like it was literally from stitch to stitch changing colors. So I really, really do like it. It's just regular cotton, so it was really good to work with. And I'm hoping that well, they still sell it. So I had explained one episode that like all of a sudden I couldn't find a toile DMC anymore. And what is happening is that some Joann's are carrying it and some are carrying DMC wool thread. It's much thicker than what, oh, I didn't tell you, no specs, no nothing on that. So if your Joann's is no longer carrying a toile, you might want to check and see if there's another one in the area that is carrying it. I have not found a store. I haven't really checked all that much either, but because I got what I needed. So I am stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton. It is a special edition fabric from this year, and I am using the called for DMC with the DMC variation. I keep calling it variegation, but it's variations floss. And so it is coming along very nicely. In the the model is actually stitched on a flax because it's full coverage, but I chose this color so that it would give it some more depth within the orange. That, and I have a whole lot of color and cotton fabric. I'm going to use it. So that was my Blackwork Pumpkin, and that was the V in Festive for the magazine monthly Acrostic. The letter S in Festive, I am using Summer Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This was also my Whipco call for this month. It was call number 6. Sorry. I have been looking everywhere for my Nerge hoop. I have 2 of them now. One is smaller, and I've been looking everywhere for it. Here it sits. So I'm working on Summer Quaker, and I am up here in the top right. And here's a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here is where I am now. So I finished the birdie and the flowers. And now I am working on the basket. I will be working on this again this evening, and while today is its day to be worked on while the video is uploading. I am stitching this on a 28 count Palomino by Rogue Stitching Atomic Ranch Fabrics, and I'm using the called for Veldani. And this is one of my long-term projects. When this I'm about to take this off right now. I can't even believe I'm like, I've been looking for it for 3 days. When I put this away at the end of this month, I will then be following in the footsteps of my friend Janet Jabber, If you are not watching Janet, please, I will link her below. Please go over and check her out. She is stitching Memorabilia Queens, and she has a queen for each season. So spring, summer, winter, all of them. And that is what I will be doing in 2023 with my Quakers. I have winter, summer, and spring, and I am hoping to get autumn very soon, but since I have a whole year to go for the autumn, you know, I'm not going to worry about autumn right now. So starting in December for winter, I will be bringing out my winter Quaker, and I'll be working on it every week going forward. And I will change when the season changes. I will change my Quaker. Jenny has really, like, I've been watching her go through this process now for a year, and she gets quite a bit accomplished because these are big queen pieces by Memorabilia. And so after watching it and mulling over what my plans are for 2023, I decided that that's one of the things I'm going to do with my Quakers, so that I'm putting more work into it every season. So that was S in the festive. And for the letter I have ink circles, arranging leaves, and here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I'm at now. I have continued with putting in the outlines for all of the flowers. I am in the middle. And so once I get this part, I'm at the halfway point for this chart. I'm going to now start putting in the colors for this half. Well, actually what I'm going to do is finish this leaf here. I've got a few stitches right there. And then I have all of the leaves for the middle tree. And then once I get that in, I'm going to start putting in some of the colors. I am thinking that I will be bringing this back out again next month. I should bring it out until I ain't got no more leaves to clean up. This is Arranging Leaves is being stitched on a 28 count beige Jobelin by Witchelt, and I am using the called for DMC, and I love it. It really does go pretty fast also with doing the outlining. And then once I get the colors put in, I can go through, and I never have done the whole color completing. But it would be a good way for me to do it on this project. So I'm going to look at trying that, you know, just pick a shade and go all the way through with that whole shade, which would help that to go a whole lot faster probably on the other side. So my whip go call for number 1 is Mouth of the Flower. And I always have to be so careful. Okay. And here's a picture of the chart, or what it will look like someday. And I am like down in here. if you watch Garon Stitchery, Ronnie is stitching this. My friend Jody is stitching it. And it seems like they are so much further ahead than I am, but it's not a race. And here's a picture of where it was the last time that I worked on it. And here is where I am now. So I am still filling in. I am still filling in this stem. And once I get that filled in, then it'll be, this part will be completed all the way down. I have threads everywhere on it because it is so confetti heavy when you're doing this vine. I have threads over here tied to my magnet, because all of those threads are within that little section right there. So it's coming along nicely. And then, so once I get that stem part finished, then I can come back up and work on the flower some more. I started at the very bottom, and working my way up. Ronnie started at the top and is working his way down. And I think Jody started in the middle because she already has the butterfly. So it's everyone that is stitching this has started it in a different place. And that is always so fascinating to me. When you have different people stitching the same project and they all start in a totally different place. We did that with Half the Fun when we were on the cruise. I started in one spot, Miss Sheila started in another spot, and Miss Margaret started in a different spot. So it's interesting. That's interesting to me. So that's the mouth of the flower. And my last whip for this week is the Twisted Band Sampler. And here's a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here it is now. So I did finish there's a horrible glare. Okay, I did finish the top of the butterfly section all the way down. And now so the butterflies are turned. Some are up, some are down. So now when the next band goes in, it'll be going, it'll complete the butterflies. But that's where I'm at with that. I am stitching this on an 18 count Aida white, and I'm using one thread with the called for DMC floss. And it looks so good in the camera. I love it. It is taking me a bit longer. You're seeing it later in the month, because when I worked on it on the 4th, I did not get in the total band. I think I might revamp that idea for 2023. I am mulling around a whole bunch of different ideas about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. So stay tuned for the plans. I've been watching planning videos and everything. So I just have to, get my thoughts together. Because I know, you make plans, but then life happens and you have to adjust. So, and I'm not one of those that has to be so stringent in their plans. But I do want to make some changes to how I stitch and how I'm working through all the projects that I have. So I just want to mull it all over. You know, I'm going to be I know that I'm going to be participating in a year of whips, which means I need to gather up at least 6 whips, and 3 of those I'm planning on, they have to be finished by the end of the year. You know, I'm still planning on doing Whip Go. So I'm just mulling around. I'm actually talking to a lot of my friends also that are floss tubers, and getting ideas from them about what their plans may look like. So if you have any idea of what your plans look like, can you leave me a message in the comments and let me know what you plan on participating in for 2023. If you are revamping your plans, if you're just like, I'm throwing up my hands, I don't want to do no plans, you know, let me know all the things, because it's really been a lot for me to think about on top of everything else. So now I'm going to, speaking of plans, I'm going to go into my plans for this next week. Again, today I will be working on Summer Quaker while I'm uploading the video. Tomorrow I'll be working on Shannon Christine, and that is Thankful and Blessed. Wednesday I'll be putting some work in on the Shadow Lane. Thursday I'll be doing some more work on the turkey for Let Us Be Thankful row. And on Friday, I am sliding back in the Great Pumpkin Conspiracy since I missed yesterday. So those are my plans so far this week. Saturday, I will be finishing up Purple Rain and putting some more work in on Mouth of the Flower. I'm hoping to get that section of the stem completed so that when I pick it up again in, whenever it is I pick it up again, like I can move to a whole different part. I have been working on those stems for a long time. And I'm not downing myself about it or anything. It's a lot of confetti, a lot of counting, a lot of color changes. So, but I'm ready to move to some colorful parts now. So my next, I am going to sit this back here. So the next portion of the video are my investments. And I have a little bit of investments there under the table. And so I've also already been getting ready for November. Oh, let me show you. So if you recall, back in June, excuse me, I participated in a Friends Stitch, so Hello from Liz Matthews did a chart, and she wanted everyone to take the chart, and as you go from retreat to retreat, have your friends put in some flowers. I haven't shown it in a while because I had a few ladies that were at StitchCon, but I wasn't able to, I didn't want to bother them. It was Miss Barbara, Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching, and a couple of other, like, oh, Miss Lenny, Miss Susan, like they were working, so I wasn't trying to bother them. So I took it down to Keepsakes, and they put their stitches in for me. So I have quite a few flowers in mine. So now I need to like bring this border all the way up and around and all of that. I'm bringing this out because I have one more retreat that I will be attending, and it is Stitching in the Springs. It is here in Ohio, and it is in Yellow Springs, Ohio. And I will be going to that, and I'll be taking this with me for the last retreat that I will be attending. Isn't it beautiful? So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm hoping that Liz Matthews does something similar to this again next year. It has really been fun to have all of these to remember 2022 and all the great people that I was with, and even though like now I don't remember who did what, but it doesn't matter to me. It just matters that it is different and it's beautiful, and that's what I care about. And that so many people said yes when I asked them. So that is that. While I'm at the Stitching in the Springs retreat, I might need to work on that border so I can. But it's amazing to me. Like, I didn't even really say anything, but everyone just seemed to kept going right up into that line. Nobody like did anything way over here or anything. But I love it. And I'll have to, like, I think it's a fortnight fabric. I let people use whatever thread they wanted to use, do any stitch they wanted to use, all of that. So now I'm going to move on into my investments. And so I have watched Flossmas in years past. And this year I had thought that I would participate and do a Flossmas myself. I'm still on the fence about it. But I went ahead on and purchased, I drink coffee, and so I purchased a coffee gift box from Amazon, and I can link it down below. It has 12 servings, and it does require a Keurig. My coffee pot is dual. You can use a Keurig or the carafe. So, but that's what I chose if I do Flossmas. So it has Brooklyn Bridge Blend, Vanilla Spice, Donut Shop, Jingle Java, Mint Chocolate. Ooh, it's Andy's too. Mint Chocolate, that's like my favorite right there, Mint Chocolate. Then it has a Peppermint Stick, which it says it tastes like ice cream. Peppermint Mocha, I'm a big peppermint person. So, Red Velvet Cake Coffee, Cape Cod Roast, and there's one down here I can't see what it is. So, if I do decide to do Flossmas, you'll see these all again in December. And then, what else? Oh, I needed some more project bags. So I just, these are the Amazon. This pack, though, really surprised me because it has different, not only are the, sorry for the crinkling, not only are the zippers different colors, but the bags are actually a colored bag this time. Usually I just end up getting the clear white ones, but this was a different change. So I got new project bag holders. And then in the Garon group, we were talking about how I asked how people stored their threads, not necessarily their DMC, but their overdyes. And so my friend Michelle showed me, this hanging file folder. She said that it was on Vanna's YouTube. And so, she showed how it was done, and I'm going to try that. So I bought a whole pack of these clip rings, And I am really glad I did, because not just for the clip rings, but the case itself is really, it's really nice. It's a compact case. I think I ordered, it doesn't even say. I don't know. This doesn't look like it would be 100, so maybe I ordered 50 to just try it out. So when I get the get started with the organization of the overdyed threads, I'll let you see what I have come up with, and if you have any tips, tricks, anything to help a sister out, I would appreciate it. I have I have so much, but I need a better way to organize things, because when I am kitting up, I've decided that that's what irritates me about kitting up projects, is because I have to go through all these different bins and baskets and all of that to find what I'm looking for, and that is very irritating. So for the coming year, I'm trying to get that all together. And then my last bit of investment is I placed an order with my friend Stacy Stitches. And I will link, her website is linked below. And this is the saying on her shop. I mean, this is her motto. And she says it every video. She, like myself, loves stickers. So and looking at this, if anyone has a pattern, a cross-stitch pattern for candy corn, can you please, in the comments section, tell me where to get a candy corn pattern at? I know it's probably easy enough for me to come up with myself, but I don't want to do that much thinking. And that one. And so I picked up, I have been eyeing these for a while, and so I just finally bit the bullet and picked it up, and it is Festive Little Fobs by Heartstring Samplery. And I need to find, because I want to start those sooner rather than later. I picked up a November 9 patch. Again, I don't have very many autumn, Thanksgiving-y kinds of charts. So I figured that this might stitch up pretty quickly, and I can use it next year. And then I picked up Little Stitch Girls Flowers for Fall, and I will be getting the Cottage Garden thread pack to go with this, but I thought that was just beautiful. They're all beautiful, let me tell you. I had a hard time deciding. And then I have never stitched one of this designer's this designer's patterns before, so I thought that this would be a cute one to get started with. Crochet a Go-Go, and you know I'm all things C, so I thought that would be a cute one to start with. And then this next pattern, and this is the last of the investments, Stacy mentioned on her channel, Stacy Stitches. The name of the shop is Stacy Stitches Creative Studio. I'm going to link all of this below in the description box. But she was saying how she wanted to start a sale December the 1st. And I was like, okay, I'll start. So I purchased the pattern from her, and it is Winter Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. And it is super pretty. And now I just need to find a fabric to stitch with it. Liz Matthews does provide, so this chart actually uses Gloriana. She has provided the DMC thread colors, and I will be using DMC if I don't change some of the colors myself. And she is suggesting a 40 count bramble by Picture This Plus. So I can do the 40 count. I'm not sure about the bramble. It just seems very light to me, and there are some stitches in there that you can't see because the fabric is so light, but it is beautiful. So I will be starting this with Stacy on December the 1st. Please go and check out her channel. She usually uploads every 2 weeks or so. So I don't know anything about a hashtag, any of that. I'm joining in with the start alone, because I'm sure she'll stitch it and I'll be like left in the dust. So those were my investments for this week. You know, I know I made this whole spiel about cutting back and all of that, but then you see something and you go, oh no, I gotta have that. So that's where I'm at. I have been remiss in not mentioning a couple of things this month. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you have not done so, which I had not done, please make your appointment to go have your mammogram done. I did make my appointment today. I don't even know how. It just swept right on by me. When I called to make the appointment, they was like, oh, like I should have had my appointment back in August. And that's what seems to happen. You know, you're on a schedule, you're on a routine, and then something comes up and okay, I'll call and make the appointment. Okay, I'll call and make the appointment. And then I watched another Flosstube channel, and her story just inspired me. Well, then it got me to thinking, like, I haven't had my mammogram this year. So please, there is another request that I would like to put out. If you follow Miss Minnie Gray over on Instagram, please tag her, send her, I don't know, Instagram. I don't know how Instagram works, so I don't even know if you could do this, but she has really been on my mind lately. If you follow her on Instagram, you will know why. So please tag her and let her know that you are thinking about her and sending her good vibes, keeping her lifted up in your prayers. However you would like to show your support of Miss Minnie, I would really be appreciative of it. I know she has a strong support system within her family, but we all are connected by a hobby that we all love. And so I would like for you to please send her some love through Instagram. I would really appreciate it. So with that being said, I am going to get this all cleaned up. I have been doing leaves for the last 2 days. Yesterday, I came in and was like, okay, I'm going to just sit here for a minute. And then the next thing I know, I was laying in the bed. Okay, I'm going to lay down for an hour. The next thing I know, it was 3 hours later. That's how you know when it's you too old to be doing the leaves. Because you, oh, I'm going to just rest. And then I got up and could barely move. Like, oh my gosh. So, if you too have leaves to be getting up, don't wait until all the leaves fall. Get them up in increments and do a little here and a little there. Because, phew. Like, and I still have, you wouldn't even know that I had, if you looked at that tree, you wouldn't know that I had 6 bags of leaves out there, but I do. So I thank you all so very much for all of the support and the kind words that you pass along to me each and every time I upload a video. I have started trying to respond better to those. So, excuse me, keep the comments coming. I appreciate even emojis. They really do help the channel get more viewership. Like, you're recommended to other people that watch Flosstube if you are getting comments and likes on your channel. So any and all comments and thumbs up and emojis that I would appreciate you doing all the YouTube things. And with that, I am wishing you a very happy stitchy week, and I will talk to you soon. Good night.